Tips, and more tips. What's up, 23% Nation? Coach D is back with his tips for Forgiveness Day. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and dive right on into Coach D's tips. All right, tip number one. Watch the 10 videos about how to have a successful Forgiveness Day. Now, about a year ago, I had an individual, a man, participate in the 23% challenge. And when it came to Forgiveness Day, that was the most challenging day. So, hearing what he had to say, I had to pause and think. Being that I'm the creator of the 23% challenge, ultimately, I want everyone who attempts the 23% challenge to be successful, even on the most challenging days. So I thought about his situation and I came up with 10 tips to help not only him, but to also help anyone else who is attempting to conquer Forgiveness Day. So please, ladies and gentlemen, watch all 10 videos. Why? Because I give some amazing advice as to how to have a very successful Forgiveness Day. Tip number two, be flexible if your person cannot meet face to face. Now, you have other options. You can move to another person or you can use the indirect approach. Ultimately, do what makes you happy because after all, Forgiveness Day is all about you. It's really not about the other person, although some of us may feel as though it's about the other person. Truly, it's not. Remember, guys, this is your opportunity to set yourself free of those low frequency emotions, such as worry, guilt, shame, fear, anger. All of those emotions hold us back. So once you're able to fully participate in Forgiveness Day, you will feel like a ton of weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You'll feel like you've emptied out all of those bags that you've been carrying around from relationship to relationship, or maybe even from job to job to job. So whatever it is, be flexible. In other words, be loving. Tip number three, use full disclosure. So what does that mean, Coach D? In other words, spill the beans. Get it all out. So whether you're asking for forgiveness or whether you're forgiving someone or even practicing self-forgiveness, you want to get all the details out. You don't want to leave anything left to be said. So even though you feel as though your words may cause harm or damage to someone else, don't worry about that. Remember, Forgiveness Day is all about you letting go. Forgiveness Day is all about you releasing everything that happened and getting it out in the open. That way, you'll feel better. Okay? Trust me, it works. So, use full disclosure. Tip number four, be quiet and observe. Now remember something, and this is especially true for those of us who decide to use the direct approach to the concept of forgiveness. Once you begin to talk to the other person, whether you are forgiving or asking for forgiveness, you have to understand something, that chances are the other person is going to be in a completely different emotional state than where you currently are. So once you use full disclosure, then be quiet. Allow the other person to fully listen, digest, and absorb what just took place. So once you use full disclosure, be quiet and allow the other person to speak. And be sure to observe their facial features as well as any type of physical movements that may take place. Chances are the person is trying to understand exactly what's going on. So try not to interrupt and definitely try not to agitate the situation because it may be quite volatile. So be quiet and simply observe after you use full disclosure. Tip number 5, read the testimonials. Guys, like I've said before, hundreds of people have participated in Forgiveness Day. So maybe someone is in the same boat that you're in. So why not learn from other people's experiences? So go ahead, read the testimonials. They're there to help you out. Tip number 6, watch the movie The Secret. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the movie The Secret, please watch it. As a matter of fact, it's free online. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type in The Secret, and it'll pop up for you. The reason why I'm suggesting that you watch the movie The Secret is so that it places you in the right emotional state to participate in Forgiveness Day. Guys, it's all about the law of attraction. So, if you want to stop feeling anger towards someone, if you want to stop having regret towards yourself, then please watch the movie The Secret and you'll understand exactly how and why it's important to participate in Forgiveness Day. Tip number 7, set aside at least 1 hour per forgiveness act. Now, I'll share something with you. A few months ago, I asked for forgiveness from my cousin, one of my first cousins. And I gotta tell you, yes, I was nervous going into the conversation, but come to find out, not only did she forgive me, but we ended up spending 5, maybe 6 hours with one another. It was an amazing experience. So ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, even though you may be nervous going into Forgiveness Day, chances are it could probably be your most rewarding day. So please, set aside the necessary time so that you can use full disclosure. Tip number 8. Understand this. Everyone forgives differently. Oh yes, okay? Now, what you may encounter is that some people may not even remember the situation. Some people may remember the situation and still hate you for it. Whatever the case may be, understand this. Forgiveness Day is for you, not for them. So that means that everyone is going to respond differently. Not everyone is going to forgive you. Not everybody is going to be okay with you using the direct approach. Some people may prefer you use the indirect approach. Whatever the case may be, always remember, Forgiveness Day is not about the other person. It's all about you. So go ahead and please understand that everyone forgives differently, just like everyone loves differently. Tip number 9. Don't stop at 3 people, keep going, right? So if, let's say, you start thinking about 5 or 6 or 7 or even 10 people, or maybe it's a large group of people. Perhaps you're a college professor and maybe you want to ask for forgiveness from your classroom, or maybe you're a business owner and maybe you want to forgive maybe the marketing department or the sales department, maybe for underperforming, okay? Whatever the case may be, don't stop at 3 people. Use your intuition. Allow your spirit to push you forward as far as practicing forgiveness is concerned. So my advice, don't stop at 3 people, keep going. And trust me, the more you practice forgiveness, the better your life will turn out. Tip number 10, take a chance, step outside of your comfort zone. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. Our comfort zone does what it's supposed to do. Keep us comfortable, keep us stress-free, keep us carefree, right? Well, in order for you to practice forgiveness, you gotta step outside of your comfort zone. Now, for some people, this may be very scary, and that's okay. But guys, I gotta tell you, if you want to vibrate higher, If you want to live a life of happiness, joy, bliss, excitement, and love, forgiveness is definitely the way to go. So please, don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. Take a chance and step outside of your comfort zone. You never know what'll happen. Chances are it'll be something wonderful. Tip number 11, follow your intuition when selecting your people. Now, 23% Nation, I know you know people who probably would never ever consider asking for forgiveness or forgiving other people. These people are probably vibrating at a very low emotional frequency. They probably are very angry people, probably people who feel very guilty, right? So follow your intuition. If you know that approaching someone may cause a fight, may cause some type of verbal altercation, then you know what? Use the indirect approach. Write a letter or start a journal. Now, here's the thing. Once you write your letter, feel free to do whatever it is you want with that letter. You can burn it, you can throw it away, you can keep it, you can do whatever you want to with that letter. Me personally, I once wrote a letter, and yes, I posted it on Facebook. That way everybody could read it. Always remember, each one teach one. But please remember this. Follow your intuition when selecting your people. Know who is best for the direct approach and also know who's best for the indirect approach. Tip number 12, and I believe this is my last tip. Trust the process, ladies and gentlemen. Trust the process. It's not going to happen overnight. And it may not happen for the next few days. But trust me, the process of asking for forgiveness, the process of forgiving others, and the process of forgiving yourself are amazing. These practices are going to make you vibrate higher. You're going to feel happier. You're going to be able to love people more. You're going to be able to love yourself more. You're going to feel amazing. So please trust the process. It will work. Just maybe be patient with yourself. It may take a little bit of time, but ultimately you're doing something for your greater good as well as the greater good of our society. So please, 23% Nation, trust the process of forgiveness. It definitely works. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember, I love you. So take care and God bless.